Okay, welcome back. I've just set up the server so it can have all the things ready for us. So to go over the things I made, I just created a welcome channel, leave channel, and a logs channel. I have this guide little thing over here. And if you go to our server settings, under roles, we have a few more roles. So the first thing you should do is just to move the dev bot above all the other roles. That is just to basically make it so it doesn't have any problems with trying to add roles or modify anyone with those roles. Okay, once you've done that, it is so you're good to go. Now, the first thing you need to know are the actual current settings. So if you type settings, it will bring up the server settings for the server. You would have also been sent this in this message, just so you know. It'll tell you your very basic settings, welcome messages are not enabled, etc., etc. By default, this is what you'll get. Now, we got to start off with what this guide says here. So, in this guide, I just have a few commands that we'll be looking at first. And first and foremost, we must look at the new feature added in this bot, set role power and remove role power. So this is currently replacing add and remove admin and add and remove mod, because I changed over an entire inner working system from that. So let's get straight into it. Set role power. Set role power, as shown here, takes a role, then the role name, or the role name, and a power number, 0 to 4 for instance, or the power name that you want to modify it to. So currently there aren't any as presented on our role settings. Nothing has an assigned role power. What this does is it just adds that so you can have other people access commands at a certain role level. By default, the owner and anyone that has administrator access through their own roles will have access to owner level commands and below. However, if you want to have a granularity to it, you can add roles at certain levels. However, general is essentially everyone gets it, as you can see by this command called command levels. So to do this, we have the set role power command. So I have got 3 roles I want to set now. Set role power, the role name, which would be, for instance, owner, and I want to set that to owner. Right? This is the exact name you should use if you want to use it. Now, this in theory should work. However, this is important to realize. It won't work because the role name and the role and the power level that you're trying to assign have the same name. So this means the bot can't identify, kind of strangely, the difference. So what do? Well, you always have the option of just differentiating it between the two. So instead of doing this, you could just say this. And that solves the problem. Or you could just mention the role. Same goes for anything that has a similar construction. For instance, if I said admin, administrator. So the role power name by default is administrator. But here I am getting the admin role in the server. The same will go for this, which again can be solved by simply doing that. Now that's not to say, as I'll just demonstrate, that it can't. It just doesn't particularly like it when there are two instances of the same thing. Just a little side fact that you should keep in mind if something is not working. Alright, going back to our guide. We have our remove raw power command. Our remove raw power command is just as it is. It will remove the raw power from the list. So let's go just refresh the list here. As you can see, we have administrator roles, admin, owner roles, owner. Let's just say I want to get rid of the owner role now. Remove role power at owner. Or you can just say owner. It has now been removed. So let's go back to our settings. And would you know, it's gone. So as I said, as long as the user has that role, they have access to command levels for that role and below. And essentially you can also do that through the set role power command by just setting it to 0, because when it's 0 it is for everyone and all roles are saved like that for the Phoenix bot. Or now the renamed Superintendent bot. Okay, back to our little guide here. Enable, disable, and these commands are all channel-based commands, and we'll just demonstrate some of them. So we have enable, which if you just type it like this, will give you a little error telling you these are the options you have available. So you can enable welcome messages, leave messages, or logs. Let's just enable them all right now. And we'll leave singles later, for later, when we cover the prefix and suffix stuff. Now that these are all enabled, our guide tells us we have two other commands that are linked to it. Well, two main ones at least for the welcome and leave. Next, you'll need to set a welcome channel. The welcome channel will have to be mentioned like this, which is fine. What will happen is you'll get a notification from that channel if the bot has successfully been able to send a message there. The message will be almost instantaneously deleted, and then it will come back with a reply whether or not it has been set. Let's do the same for the leave. By the way, you can, in theory, do this as well. Because if you actually notice it, what happens is it checks for the start of the command, whether or not the start is accurate to what you say. And moving on, we now have set log channel. Now this is not set log dash channel like the other ones. This is set log channel. And then we set it to obviously the one that I've got there. It is set logs channel, sorry. It is quite funny Okay, now that those are all set, they've all sent a message and deleted it instantaneously. We can now move on to the other ones. Set welcome is an interesting one. So, there are a few arguments that you can add into the command that gives it some useful functionality and backwards compatibility. For if you were to change things, etc. So, the correct format for set welcome is set welcome, the message you want to send, and then any one of the following arguments can be added inside the message. But it doesn't have to be. So our set welcome message can be the following. Hello, the name of the person. Welcome to our test server. In the channel name or server name, we pride ourselves. Well, when Grammarly has to correct you like that on a YouTube video. When it is wrong. On our user accounts. Oh, Grammarly does not actually change it. Interesting. It is also important to note that the bot just gives you the number, so this won't exactly be correct, but whatnot. But it doesn't really matter. So, now that you've got your awesome thing, you will now go and like say, oh, mention, you might as well. Okay, it can go on new lines, and you can actually set pretty much anything in this. As long as it is typable, it is possible. So let us just set the welcome message to that. Now it will just tell you this and you'll be like, hey, what? Why is my name not there and why is it not working? Well, let me just tell you. It will work. It will not be like that, obviously, because it is not running the actual code. This is just placeholder places for where the bot puts this information. Let's just set our leave as well, and I can demonstrate that with my main account there, Eastern Gamer. So I'm going to just set the leave message to be good riddance. Oh, I've never actually spelled that word before. Okay, good riddance. If you wanted to be really savage. Okay. Now if you just go check our settings again. There they are. It tells us that it is true. Our welcome messages are enabled for this channel. Leave messages are also true, and that is that. And we don't have any order roles. That's fine. Let us just quickly set an order role. I was planning on doing this just a bit later, but I mean, we have gone through this bit. Okay, so order role. Let us set the order role to be moderator. Crazy, eh? Sorry, add order role. This can also just take that, by the way. You don't have to mention stuff. So now the order role is mod. Okay, so now I'll leave with my main account. And there we go. If we go and look at hashtag leave, we have a message saying that. Okay, and now I'll join back. Look at that. And we can check. We have the mod role. So that is pretty much it for like order roles and welcome and leave messages. Next up is actually set C prefix and command prefix. So to set the command prefix, this guy, you want to go set command C prefix and then something like hashtag or hashtag 4. Now all commands will now use this command, including the set suffix set prefix command. So if you want to set it back, you have to use the old prefix or the new prefix that you just set. However, hypothetically, let's just do a scenario. Let's hypothetically say you did that. Oh no. What if you just did this as well? Oh no. What is it now? You think it's this one, right? No, it isn't. So now you've got a little bit of a problem. But let me tell you, it's not that much of a problem. Because if we type this command, universally, it will always accept this as its prefix, and it will display the prefix you set. So then you just copy that, and then you set it back to normal. Voila. And there we go. It's not that difficult. Of course, some people will get confused if you type prefix in this. That will not work, I can assure you, because that is used by another command, which we will get to in the next video. However, let us just finish off with enable, disable, and set auto delete. So, if we want some of these info messages to be deleted automatically for just conciseness sake, for anything other than a basic info messages will always remain, we have to type the following: enable auto delete. Now auto deleting bot messages and commands are enabled. In other words, in about 15 seconds, it will delete this message and that message, hypothetically speaking. There we go. Now, you would probably want to set auto delete to something maybe a bit shorter. Well, just for demonstration purposes, let's put it at like 5 seconds. It says most messages will be deleted after 5 seconds. And what you know, it does. So, essentially that is it. You can of course then disable it. And it will now be disabled and it will no longer delete your messages. Okay, well, in the next video, after clearing this up, we'll just have a look at the main feature of the spot. And what do you know? It is prefixes and suffixes.